Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the new episode of Jujutsu Kaisen on the Calling Game Part 1 on Episode 5 or Episode 52 of the total number of episodes of the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen. This episode right here was pretty nice, and it really sucks to see one character go, but you know it is what it is because that's how screwed up the freaking Jujutsu High suckers are. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We get to see a little backstory about Yaga Masamichi of how his power works. When he creates corpses or dolls or something like that, I thought it was really interesting. Although he actually did do a couple favors one time, but it was only a temporary measure. When it comes to Yaga's defeat and death by the hands of, I guess, what's the guy's name with the guitar? Yoshinobu Gakuganji, whatever his name is. He ends up deciding to reveal his secret to him, which I'm not going to say here unless you watch the episode or read the chapter. You already understand how it works. All I know is it involves like cursed energy. That much is to be certain, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. Other than that, the guy was shocked, saying, "Why didn't you just say it then? Why would you tell me at the last minute or the moment you're going to die? I don't get it." Yaga says, "Well, it's my curse from me to you." Which shows, I think it's like saying, what I'm passing on to you now will determine how it will be used in the future, and you will have to, like, you can either reveal the secret or hide it for yourself. It's a curse. Kind of funny and ironic. And Panda, he gets released by Kusakabe, and Panda ends up mourning his creator, or should I say father figure. Whether Panda really wants to beat the guy who killed Yaga, he has no grudge against him. And he says, "Hey man, it's not like you have any like hatred towards him, right? You just only followed orders and did what you had to do." And although Panda is saying that, "Hey man, to let you know, pandas can actually cry." So it really is heartbreaking, and it kind of sucks in a way because I really wish we had more spotlight with Yaga because he didn't really have much of an impact for a lot of people, if anything else. Not to mention, I don't even remember the guy's name as I would want to, all things considered. Just being honest. Just wish he had more spotlight and had more of a role to play besides finally getting killed off, even though he only had a small introduction, which is kind of like, I guess, somewhat lazy writing or bad writing, depending on your point of view. I just didn't want to see him killed off early unless he had an impact or role to play, and he didn't really have much, to be honest with you. Not much I can say. So, if anything else, yeah, I just wish he had more spotlight. And aside from me rambling on about criticizing about his death and being not too much in the spotlight, let's continue. We had to it, Megumi and Itadori are to recruit Hakari to like join up with them in the Culling games. Of course, they had to do a couple things such as joining the tournament, which Yuji is part of. He ends up actually facing off against Panda, but you know what? They're actually playing with each other. Honestly, they're putting up a good acting to saying, "Hey man, we're fighting for real," but Yuji wins, and then he ends up meeting Hakari, and then we get to see this other girl. I think I was told it was actually a boy. I don't know. I haven't read much into it, but I'm not gonna like look into it now until much later, maybe next episode, depending on my mood for it. Other than that, Hakari, he is some kind of gambling addict. He says that with that kind of without gambling or passion, life can be very dull. Yuji was trying to play it cool that he doesn't know anything, but when the guy or Hakari asked him about Gojo Satoru, he's like, "Who's Gojo Satoru?" That's why he flopped so badly. He goes like, "Hey, are you from Jujutsu High?" And then he ends up fighting Itadori, and Itadori and him ends up headbutting each other, and Itadori's like, "Hey, freaking listen to me, damn it." He says, "Hell no, you ruined my passion, motherfucker." And then the episode ends off there. Well, he didn't say the F-bomb, but I'm just saying it in a way in a modern sense, considering that how his behavior is, he would say it in a way to like saying like, "You really ruined my mood, jackass," or something like that. Otherwise, yeah, he's he's gonna get very rough. That much is to be said. Preview of next episode. It looks like to me we're about to have crazy fight going on, but the next episode is called Cog. So looks like to me recruiting Hikari is not going to be as simple as it is because he's very cautious. He possibly hates Jujutsu High, considering that what they do and how they handle things. And Megumi did say, like, well, this guy is stronger than Yuta, so we have to be careful. And I'm like, well, considering that we haven't seen his full power and Yuji Itadori giving him a hard time, he's not a joke. So I can see why they would want him. But we have yet to see, I have yet to see what his full power is. So yeah. The only things I could get out of this episode is Yaga's death, which I really wish he didn't have to die too early. And him revealing his technique in making cursed dolls or something comes to life, I guess. And Yuji Itadori and Megumi trying to recruit Hakari. Of course, it's getting more complicated and harder than it has to be. So, until then, I'll see you guys later. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Ta-ta-da!